The nutrition source, processed foods and health. Processed foods are generally thought to be inferior to unprocessed foods. They may bring to mind a packaged food item containing many ingredients, perhaps even artificial colors, flavors, and other chemical additives, often referred to as convenience or pre-prepared foods. Processed foods are suggested to be a contributor to the obesity epidemic and rising prevalence of chronic disease like heart disease and diabetes. However, the definitions of the processed food varies widely depending on the sources. The first, the U.S. Department of Agriculture (USDA) defines a processed food as one that has undergone any changes to its natural state, said that is, any raw agricultural commodity such as subjected to washing, cleaning, milling, cutting, chopping, heating, pasteurizing, planting, cooking, canning, freezing, drying, dehydrating, mixing, packaging, or other procedures that alter the food from its natural state. The food may include the additions of other ingredients such as preservatives, flavors, nutrients, and other food additives or substances approved for use in food products such as salt, sugars, and fats. The second, the Institute of Food Technologies include additional processing terms like storing, filtering, fermenting, extracting, concentrating, microwaving, and packaging. According to these standards, virtually all food sold in the supermarkets could be classified as processed to some degree because food begin to deteriorate and lose nutrients as soon as it's harvested. Even apples in the produce isles undergo 4 or more processing steps before being sold to the consumer. That's why in practice it's helpful to difference to differentiate between the various degree of food processing. Types of food processing. A popular system to classify processed foods was introduced in 1909 called the Nova classification. It lists 4 categories detailing the degree to which a food is processed: unprocessed or minimally processed foods. Unprocessed foods, including natural editable food parts of plants and animals. Minimally processed food have been slightly altered for the main purpose of preservation, but which does not substantially change the nutrition contents of the food. Examples include cleaning and removing ineditable and unwanted parts, grinding, refrigeration, pasteurization, fermentation, freezing, and vacuum packaging. This allows the food to be stored for the greater amount of time and remain safe to eat. Many fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, meats, and milk fall into this category. Processed culinary ingredients. Food ingredients derived from the minimally processed food by pressing, refining, grinding, and or milling. They are typically not eaten on their own but used to prepare minimally processed food. Examples include oils from plants, seeds and nuts, or flour and pasta from whole grains. Processed food. Food from either of 2 previous groups that have added salt, sugar, or fat. Some canned fruits and vegetables, some cheese, freshly made bread, and canned fish are example. These food is usually are made from at least 2 or 3 ingredients and can be readily eaten without further preparation. Ultra-processed food, also commonly referred to as highly processed food. These are food from the prior group that go beyond the incorporation of salt, sweetener, sweeteners, or fat to include artificial color and flavor and preservatives that promote self-stability, preserve texture, and increase palatability. Several processing steps using multiple ingredients comprise the ultra-processed food. It is speculated that these foods are designed to specifically increase cravings so that people will overeat them and purchase them. They are typically ready to eat with minimal additional preparation. Not all, but some of these foods tend to be loaded in fiber and nutrition. Example are sugary drinks, cookies, and some crackers, chips, and breakfast cereals, some frozen dinners, and luncheon meats. These foods may partially, if not completely, replace minimally processed food in some people's diet. One study used data from U.S. National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey found that ultra-processed foods comprise about 60% of total calories in the U.S. diet. The nervous system is recognized by the Food Health Organization, Food and Agriculture Organization, and the Pan American Health Organization, but not currently in U.S. by the Food and Drug Administration (USDA). Nova have been criticized for people too general in its classification of certain foods, causing confusion. For example, yogurt may fall into more than one category. Plant yogurt is minimally processed, but fruited yogurt with added sweeteners could be labeled either processed or ultra-processed, depending on how much sweetener and other chemical additives are in incorporation. Nova also does not provide comprehensive lists of specific food in each category, so the consumer is left to guess where it may fall.